Yo, welcome to a day in the life of how I maintain six-pack abs sustainably while working a full-time job. Contrary to popular belief, I've been sitting on my ass 7 to 4 all day, every day, and still able to maintain my dream physique. Now, the shocking thing is I used to work way harder to attempt to get in this shape, got way worse results, and caused me to throw away all my favorite food, get rid of all the time I had available for family and friends, and just hated my life. But that's exactly why I'm going to break it all down for you in this video. But first, my Uber's here to pick me up for work. Let's go.
Don't eat breakfast in the morning usually, just because it's only 6:45 a.m. and I'm heading straight to work. And when I fast in the morning, it makes it easier for me to stay within my calories for the day. I should be taking the train, but every morning I've been way too lazy. So if you guys don't really know my story, why it's so important to me to be in shape, growing up, I was always searching for external validation. So like I wouldn't have a lot of friends in elementary school, middle school. I was always that kid that kind of like stuck out. I didn't really feel like I fit. And then I would always try to change my personality to be liked. And no matter what I did, like no matter how liked I got, I always felt like I was not doing it for me. You know, I never felt fulfilled. And then, you know, I grinded my ass off for senior year basketball team to skip a little bit, and senior year of high school, and I grinded my ass off for 6 years, just to like prove to myself something, you know. And still, it was up to the coach, you know, to see that in me, because I ended up sitting on the bench the entire senior year. Years and years of grinding my ass off to like prove something to myself, because I was sick of searching for external validation, but at the same time I still didn't realize like I'm trying to prove this to a coach. And at the end of the day, I realized again I'm still obviously empty, and there's only so much time I allowed myself to just waste away on the bench after all those years of effort. So I remember January 1st, 2020, I looked in the mirror, I said enough is a fucking enough. I'm not the man I want to be. I'm constantly searching for external validation. So I quit the basketball team. I went all in on myself. I remember I had like a home gym, and I just started lifting. I just started trying to eat right. I had no idea what I was doing, but I took imperfect action, and I started making a little bit of progress. Obviously, it wasn't the progress I was trying to make. It wasn't at the speed I was trying to make it, per se. But still, I was able to see progress in the mirror, and it was a feeling that I never felt before. You know, actually just working on myself, not looking for validation from anyone else, and being able to, you know, see what you put in, you get out. That was like another world type of feeling, you know. For the first time in so long, I started feeling confidence. I started feeling, damn, I don't need anyone else to justify my actions, because I could see that I could put in work for myself and get a direct output. I started looking in the mirror, gaining muscle mass. It just made me feel so fucking amazing. It made me feel amazing about myself. Despite the fact that I still couldn't make the progress, the types of progress that I wanted. I still had some, you know, I was still trying to like minimize fat gain, which I wasn't really able to do because I didn't have the proper system in place. And I mean, the truth is, regardless of the progress I was able to make, just making progress on myself again took me from being like extremely low confidence, kind of lost, looking for where my fulfillment would come from, you know, not knowing, you know, how to receive that, how to fill that void. And then once I was able to start working on myself, my whole life changed from that day, January 1st, 2020. And ever since then, I have not turned back. However, I was still kind of upset, you know, not knowing how to, you know, get in the best shape of my life. I didn't know the most efficient way to do it. I was just putting in work, and I was working harder than I should have been, than I needed to. And I was constantly, again, searching out for a coach, or searching out for someone that could guide me in the right direction. Just a kid, you know. Hey, I just really want to know how to get in shape, or I want to know how to like lose body fat, minimize body fat, or like gain muscle the right way. And constantly, I just came across people that didn't give a fuck. Constantly, I came across people who were like, cut out all your carbs, probably. Or like, eat everything in sight. If you're trying to get bigger, you just eat a lot. And just steered me in the wrong direction, you know? I restricted all my food and lost all, like, this muscle due to lack of energy, and, like, lost my social life because I was unable to eat foods that my friends were eating. And I just was like spinning my wheels, because you end up failing diets like keto. Like 3 months later, I gained all the weight right back when I'm done. I thought it was good, but it was so pointless. But the point was that there was a point. It was that I learned from it. I learned how dumb it was. And then, I mean, to bulk, I was shoving my face, eating everything in sight. And then obviously I got fatter than I wanted to. And because of that, I shattered my fucking ankle freshman year of college on the smallest fucking fall. And I fucking deserved it. I was sick of it. So I became certified as a personal trainer. I did endless research and obviously I've learned enough at that point through trial and error that I cut out all the bullshit. I realized what works. I realized I did not need to destroy myself to get in shape. And ever since then, I told myself I would be that guy that I wish I had when I was lost, and there was endless bullshit around and people that didn't give a fuck about me. So then I've been personal training for about 6 years now, and helping others get in amazing shape without sacrificing their life the way I wish I had. I wish I had that at that moment. But nonetheless, with my story, here I am today. You know, I've competed in 2 bodybuilding shows. I've blown myself out of the water. If I look back at where I was in January 2020 and showed up then, I would be I would start crying. So, I mean, I didn't know what I was aiming for at the time, but all I wanted was a sense of fulfillment. And through fitness, my entire life changed. I went miles beyond that, and I continue to grow each and every day and learn new things and challenge my discipline and personal development by doing so. And that's translated to every aspect of my life. I'm so thankful for all the hardships I went through for that reason. Well, that was the most emotional Uber ride of all time, but I'll see you guys at lunch now because I gotta start grinding now that I'm here. By the way, check out this view outside my office. Awesome.
Yeah. Let's do this.
All day, sitting here. Lunchtime. Finally, I'm starving, dude. This breaded chicken, spicy chicken. That's obviously low calorie, high protein from the grocery store. We got some lettuce to put on it. I just brought the entire thing. Low carb tortilla. Some salsa. We're gonna make a little taco here. Chicken wrap. It's gonna be fire. Super excited. It's like 300 total calories with like 35 grams of protein. Like, that's a hack. Okay, I put it in this wrap. Fire. And then obviously I'll put the lettuce on after. But yeah. Okay, while this is cooking, let me have a seat. Bruh. Little wrap. I'll dip in the salsa. Anyway, this video is for the people that want to get in shape so bad that they've been trying but they're stuck. And the reason you're stuck is not because you're too lazy. It's not because you don't want it enough. Because you do. But it's because you were misguided down the wrong path to do it. Now, if you don't really care or see the value of getting into shape, you honestly should probably click out of this video. But this is for the people that want it so bad and they've been trying, but they're just lacking the right structure and guidance to do it. Now, here's the truth. You're probably failed, or you're probably struggling because you're following some cookie cutter routine, listening to some coach who doesn't understand your life, or just asked ChatGPT or something. I don't know. But here I am, able to maintain my dream physique while working a full-time job, sitting on my ass all day, and still eating the foods I like. And if you want to know the exact system I created to do it,
Let me break it down for you. What up, squad? Let's get right into it, okay? So before I break down the Sneak It In system, we got to talk about the common issue. What's usually going on here, the main problem, okay? So here's what most people are doing. They want to get in shape. You know, they got the urgency. They see the importance of it, right? So here they try to get in shape, but they want it right away. They want it. So they got that short-term need it now mindset. They're like, as quick as I can do it, I'm going to take that route. I'm going to stick to it for X amount of time. And that causes it to be not enjoyable because that consists of an extreme diet, crazy workout routine that they can't stick to, and potentially some cookie cutter program that they found in a magazine or online or who knows. But that either leads to two routes to temporary success. Oh, I stepped on the scale. I'm down weight. Maybe this is the way to go. It's working. And then life happens. Boom. A breadstick comes along when you're in keto and you end up down here in discipline and consistency struggles. Or you just go straight there because you're like, I can't stick to this, right? And that's just because it's simply unsustainable. It's not meant for your life. And because of this, you end up failing and you end up with no results. And you can either accept failure or restart this whole cycle with another quick fix. This is the cycle, the danger cycle that I've been in way too many times before, and I see so many others doing the same. Now, the correct way, the Sneak It In system. Now, we're smarter now. We've gone through that cycle. We know it doesn't work, and we want to get in shape, but we know Rome wasn't built overnight. We got a long-term sustainable mindset because we know good things come not overnight. You know, they come with time. So we try to get in shape, but we got a sustainable mindset. So that causes it to be more enjoyable. It fits in your life. You're able to work in your favorite foods, keep them, and also incorporate good tasting, lower calorie versions as well in order to make them work for you, not against you. On top of this, a personalized exercise plan that works around your schedule. As little as 2 to 3 hours a week is more than enough to get your dream physique. And on top of that, seamless life tweaks that seem so insignificant at the time, but make such a difference when all compounded together. It's like a huge domino effect, such as 10-minute walks after you eat or drinking a lot of water in the morning. It could go on. Just seamless little habits, right? And with all of this, you don't feel the need to cheat because your life doesn't feel too different. You're just developing some small tweaks, some small habits around the life you already have. And because of this, you're able to see legit results, something you could stick to that actually works. Then all of a sudden, you got this motivation boost. Oh my God, I feel great. It doesn't even feel like I'm dieting. And I see all these results. So why would I not stick with it? I mean, it's awesome. And then on top of that, and then after that, these easy, enjoyable habits that you've been building all of a sudden become second nature. Kind of like when you go to the grocery store and you just look over something because you're like, nah, I know exactly what's going on. And it's subconscious. And that is every little habit that is incorporated into your life starts becoming second nature just like that in order to equip you with the tools to do it long term. Now, because of this, as I said, you have a huge notable physique, mental clarity, confidence, and energy transformation that occurs as we continue this. And then you're like, holy, like where's this been? Like what have I been doing, right? And then because of this, like I said, the results continue long term. Boom, end result. Greek god. Now, a Greek god, it's not just the physique that a Greek god represents. A Greek god represents full control over his life. He represents full confidence, right? He represents, ultimate achievement in life, right? He is able to conquer whatever he sets his mind to, and that's the end result to this program because this system is able to fit in your life so seamlessly. That fulfillment you receive, that confidence boost you get from knowing that you can actually stick to a goal, put in the work, and achieve what you're looking to achieve, gives you that confidence, gives you that fulfillment, and gives you that overall feeling of control of your own life, right? And on top of that, obviously, insane physique and health purposes. So many things go into it, much more than the appearance. But the appearance is awesome too, of course. Now, an example, my client David lost 45 pounds. Craziest part, he continued his munchies at night. I mean, who wouldn't? Like, we all get hungry at night, go to the fridge, want a snack. I mean, as you can see here, he didn't think he'd be able to have the munchies without turning into Squidward when he ate all the Krabby Patties. Neither did I. Neither did we all. We thought we had to cut out all our cravings, and that's just when we end up binging. I've been there. Anyways, it's because he had a system incorporated in his life that works around what he already enjoys. And then on top of that, we got this homie over here, he just reached out to me through TikTok because I was posting my recipes, I was posting my tips about the Sneak It In system, and he was able to lose over 25 pounds. I didn't even coach him. And it's just so awesome to see that, like that's why I do this. It's so awesome, so inspiring. And that's just another example of this working for people. Okay. So how do we implement this, dude? You're explaining all this. It sounds amazing, but how do we implement it in our own life? Okay. So obviously here we quickly got my transformation that I've done, I've tended in the past to, bulk up and then use it as an excuse to get kind of chubby. But thanks to the Sneak It In system, every single time I cut down, it's literally seamless. Doesn't even feel like I'm dieting. Doesn't feel like I'm changing much at all. I'm just being smart and implementing like the tweaks and the habits that I have thanks to the Sneak It In system. Okay. So we start here. This is how we implement it into your life. You figure out your goal. Okay. My goal, I want to get shredded. I want to gain muscle without sacrificing my life. That's an awesome goal. And it's definitely doable, even though it seems like it's not. Maybe. Well, what's in your way? Well, I just can't find the right program, Everything is so like cookie cutter. It doesn't feel like it fits my life. And I just feel like I'm restricting and I feel like I'm doing too much. Awesome. Most people don't know this. Most people haven't even thought about this. Most people just are stuck and they just stay stuck. But we're a step ahead at this point. Okay, what hasn't worked in the past? This is when we really get into it. I don't know. I just like cutting out my favorite foods and, doing 7 days a week at the gym. Probably hasn't worked. Actually, I know it hasn't worked because I've tried it a bunch and it just hasn't worked. Hasn't been able to stick to it, Okay, why did it not work? And why was it miserable? Well, that's actually a good question. The reason it didn't work is because I have a life and I want to go out with my friends and eat, and I don't want to go to the gym 7 days a week and do unlimited cardio because it's boring and I don't like it and I won't stick to it, and not sticking to it results in failing the program again. And I want to have a social life and just enjoy my life. Well, now we know exactly what never to do ever again because you have a life. Now we're extremely clear on that. Once we can cross that off the list, we know exactly what would work, and it's the opposite. It's something that would work for your life. So this obviously, again, entails your favorite foods in moderation on top of the low-calorie alternatives versus cheating and binging, because that's much better than, cutting them all out and then getting the urge to cheat and binge, right? And then on top of that, like I mentioned before, the 10-minute walks after the meals is such a seamless and like effortless and also enjoyable way to get your steps in rather than, running on the treadmill. And it adds up, and it's really good for your blood sugar levels overall, and, keeps your energy levels high throughout the day, keeps you just feeling good. And obviously it's extremely sustainable just to go on these walks, prevents crashing, blood sugar spikes, all that, versus, running and sprinting on the treadmill that sucks. No one likes doing that. And then also another example, you got your long-term mindset shift, as we talked about, Rome's not built overnight versus I'm going to stick to this diet for 3 months and then I'm going to be where I want to be. That's guaranteed failure. Because how would you not gain it back if you go back to normal? It doesn't make sense. How would you only be able to stick to something for X amount of time and expect it to stick for your life? Just doesn't make sense, So with all these incorporated, we're able to seamlessly gain complete control of your body, mind, confidence forever, which is, again, what that Greek god represents. And then because of this, you're able to reach your peak potential. The best part is it's working way less hard than you thought you would have had to, potentially. Okay. We got some more testimonials real quick. This 55-year-old businesswoman tried every diet. She came to me trying everything. Keto, paleo. You name it, like spending hours at the gym, like Weight Watchers, like tried everything online, like tried everything in every magazine and just couldn't lose the weight. All of a sudden, we stopped cutting out brownies and the food she likes and starts replacing it with low-calorie alternatives in my anabolic recipe document that I share with all my clients. And all of a sudden, she actually enjoys her life, and because of that, she's able to sustainably follow the program and lose 40 pounds at 55 years old, sitting at her desk all day. You're never too old. It's not an excuse. You're never too busy. It's not an excuse. You just got the wrong program. Okay? Awesome transformation. This is my boy Connor as well. He likes little bites. Like, he's busy. Like, he's a student. He also works. And he couldn't find what works. He ended up like always binging, eating the foods he likes, little bites, all that. What else does he like besides little bites? I don't know, Gushers. Who knows? But, we kept the food in. It's just working the rest of the schedule around it. The rest of the things we're eating around it in order to implement in his own life and make it work for him, not against him. Boom, shredded. Lost like 25 pounds. I think it was about 12 weeks, 3 months here. Okay. Next, we got Tyler. He is the boy as well. He just didn't know what to do. He came to me and he was just stuck. He just wanted a structure that worked. And, he saw it working for previous clients as well. And as we can see here, I mean, he completely transformed. This is a 6-month transformation that he was able to completely tighten up and achieve ultimate confidence. He was not confident sending this initial picture to me, but the after picture, his life is completely different. So, I mean, it's awesome to see. And the best part is that he only worked out 3 times a week and kept all his favorite foods, just like all the rest of them. And another example, we got Ali here, law student. He's also working a full-time side job, right? Lost 40 pounds in 18 weeks, 40. And he came to me, he said he just didn't know the right things to eat. As simple as that. He's going to the gym, not seeing progress. And that's because he was going to the gym too much. It's a thing. And he thought he was eating healthy, but it wasn't the right amounts and quantities and timing, right? So, that's not enough. We got to make something work for your life that's proven. So we were able to actually add some of the foods he still liked and remove his time at the gym, which got him this transformation, which is against what most people would think, but that's exactly what works, okay? And on top of that, we got my own weight loss transformation. It says 1983, it's a glitch, but this is a 2-month transformation where I was able to lose 20 pounds, just one of the many that I've done with the Sneak It In system, and it felt really seamless. It just seems seamless. It feels seamless. It doesn't feel like I'm dieting. I still eat all the foods I like. I eat ice cream every day. I've done it multiple times to get down to the leanness I need to be for my bodybuilding shows, and it's awesome. Without it, I would not have been able to do it. I just wouldn't. I've tried every diet, and they don't work. I hate my life. So that's why I came up with this program. But yeah, and then back to this document, I came up with there's about 35, 40 recipes in here that take me years to make of all my favorite foods that are low-calorie, high-protein alternatives in order to fulfill the cravings that you have and make the foods work for your goals, not against your goals, so you don't feel guilty. And this is included in my system as well for my clients. So yeah, hope that was informational and cleared everything up. Anyway, now that you know exactly how my system gets results for me and my clients, you have 2 options. The first option, you could try to implement all this information I taught you in this video into your own life, and hopefully you get the results you're looking for. Or B, you could guarantee the results and book a free consultation call with me down below. I could show you exactly how we can implement the Sneak It In system to your life specifically. Now, I take on 5 new clients every single month, and for the first 3 clients, I give them an $1,000 discount because I reward action takers. Either way, I hope you found this video as entertaining as it was to make, and as always, I'll be back with another video soon, so you should probably like and subscribe. I'm gonna finish this, it's fire. Or don't like and subscribe, that's cool too, just like whatever you are cool with, like whatever you feel comfortable with doing.